So have you ever had trouble finishing what you started? Do you find that a lot of times whenever you try something new or you have a goal that you want to accomplish, things just keep coming up and it feels like no matter what you do, they kind of have control, whether it's time, whether it's energy, whether it's all the things that kind of can come up, it can very easily get us distracted. Well, if that's the case, today we are going to share one of the biggest game changers for me when it comes to my physical health, but that also translated into me developing more mental toughness in my business to get me to show up the way that I truly wanted to. So today, we're going to be talking about this program called the 75 Hard. We're putting together a team for 2024 to completely crush this program. Now, this is the fifth year that I'm doing it. I've done it 4 other times before. And every single time, this program has helped me not only to get the results that I want in my physical and mental health, but also it's helped me in business every single time. Yes, I improve the amount of money that I make, the more impact that I can make when I'm going through a program like Andy Frisella's 75 Hard. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to dive into the program, how it works, but most importantly, what it teaches you by helping you develop mental toughness. If you're ready to do that, if you're ready to get into this place where you start and finish the things that you truly want so you can get the results that you and your family deserve, well, let's go. It's time to redefine leadership. Welcome to Modern Leadership, where we see things differently. Our channel is all about empowering entrepreneurs like you to achieve the next level of success in business and life. We believe that you can create a massive impact in the world without compromising your personal life or family time to do so.
We're committed to providing you with actionable tips and strategies weekly to make that possible. So if you're ready to become a modern leader and make a lasting difference in the world, consider subscribing. Turn on notifications and dive into our community. We want to thank you for being here because the world needs your leadership now more than ever. Let's go.
Welcome back, everybody. This is a channel where we like to open our arms to be able to help you to create a business you love, connect deeper with your family, and make sure your physical and mental health is on point. And today, we're going to talk about how to do that. So, hi. How are you doing, my co-host?
I'm doing great.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. When we think about mental toughness, I want you to think about this. The circumstances, meaning the facts that happen on the outside, they never determine whether or not you're going to be successful. Only you get to do that. Now, when we think about this, when we think about tackling things that are hard, that are difficult, challenges, things that come up along the way, there's a process that Andy Frisella first taught me by doing the 75 Hard called developing mental toughness. And that is basically, despite anything that happens on the outside, you taking full control of everything you can on the inside, which will ultimately help you achieve the goals that you want on the outside. Now, when he talks about developing mental toughness, there are 7 key habits that mentally tough people lean into. And yes, it's going to be a part of our 75 Hard program, but we want to go through each one of these to show you what each one can do for you and for your life, let alone all 7 of them. So the first thing that mentally tough people do is mentally tough people don't feel sorry for themselves. Here's the thing. Life isn't fair. It's not going to work out exactly how you thought. That's a part of the process. When you think about it, what you can do is you can either sit around and feel sorry for yourself, where you're at, why you're the victim, and be stuck, or you can take control of the things you can control and jump into taking action. And that is the first habit that mentally tough people do. They lean into, I'm not going to feel sorry for myself because it's going to take me off the path that I truly want to be.
Yeah, number 2 is mentally tough people embrace change. So let's be real here. Change is inevitable and change is hard, but it's just a part of life. It's something that we have to go through to be able to improve our lives. So if you want to work on making things better for yourself, then you really have to embrace this part of life that is change. Don't look at it as something that is an additional thing, like a challenge. Really think about it more as a part of your growth that is necessary for you to be the best version of yourself.
It's the greatest opportunity we have to go through it.
Yeah.
Because we went through it, actually gives us the ability of developing mental toughness. Now, number 3, the third habit that mentally tough people develop is mentally tough people focus on what they can control. In this time and age where we're constantly being bombarded by multiple different things, multiple different angles, we have to be very cautious of the use of our time and the use of our energy. And spending any time on things that we cannot control is a complete waste of our time and our energy. Instead, if we truly want to create results in our life, we have to focus just on the things we can control and leave the rest behind.
So the next one is number 4. Mentally tough people learn from the past and grow from it. So practice makes perfect, right? And you're going to fail, but that's a part of the process. And the only way that you can completely fail is if you do not learn from your mistakes. So failing is part of the process, and the past, what you go through, is really going to help you move forward and keep growing from there. So your job is really to learn from those mistakes and move beyond them, move past them.
Now, habit number 5 is mentally tough people set boundaries and then keep them. The world is going to be throwing so many different things at you. There's so many things, opportunities for you to lean into, so many different fires that you can put out. That's why it's very important, like Teresa said, to learn from our failures. And from those failures, that's where boundaries come into play. But it's not just setting boundaries. It's setting boundaries and holding them. And the opportunities that we have is when we're very specific at the boundaries that we set up, we don't have to make decisions in the moment. We make them beforehand. And when we stay true to them, people now learn how to treat us. And when we do that and we set those boundaries, it's the greatest gift that we can give ourselves, but it's also the greatest gift you can give someone else because now they know it's important for them to set boundaries too.
And number 6 is mentally tough people define their own success. Now, everyone has an opinion and everyone has their own definition of success. Whether it's, your family or friends or society in general, there's always some type of definition of success, but that doesn't mean that it has to be yours. You define your success. Defining your own success can lead you to be happier and healthier because that is your particular definition based off of what you've gone through and what you truly desire.
I love it. And number 7 is mentally tough people learn to live with discomfort. Now, we've been talking a lot about this. As change comes at a cost. No matter what, you're going to have to pay the cost. You're going to either pay the cost of change, which is stepping in, leaning in, getting uncomfortable, like learning the lessons and moving on, or you're going to pay from the discomfort of not doing it. Like one of the things that I talk a lot about is like, there's a lot of pain that's associated with, what happens if I do this? But I want you to think about the pain of what happens when you don't lean in, when you don't develop the skills, when you don't put yourself out there to feel uncomfortable and to learn the lessons. You're going to feel the pain of discomfort. It's just going to be much further along, and it's going to be something that's going to be a lot less in your control unless you start taking action today. When you think about developing these 7 habits, it could be a very overwhelming thing to think about, how do I do this? How do I lean into this? And how we do that is through a program from Andy Frisella called the 75 Hard. Now, this is also why we're doing this as a team, because it's very easy to come up here and to list off these 7 things, but it's hard to actually lean in and to actually implement them. And the power of a team doing this through a program, having some strategy, but also knowing some of the rules is going to be critical to your success.